Michael, come on down here for a second. I can see by the pin on his lapel he's a good man. Semper Fi.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. Thank you to Frank, Lorraine, to the Staten Island Tea Party members that put this beautiful forum together. Once again, let's give them a round. And I want to thank every single member of every single Tea Party throughout the United States. Thank you, all of you, for bringing back the truest, purest form of democracy that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And I stand here tonight honored. I stand here humble. And I tell you from the bottom of my heart that this movement, this pure form of democracy in action, motivates me and inspires me to push that much harder on the campaign trail. I intend to do whatever it takes to put in whatever the hours are to bring sanity back to Washington. Fiscal sanity to start with, for one. Now, it's not easy getting up here after, well, hopefully and most definitely a patriot that will take back our Senate from Senator Schumer. The man fought 70,000 Taliban with a handful of elite soldiers. That's a tough act to follow. But I'm proud to share the stage with him. I know Gary, we've spoken quite a bit about foreign policy and about this great nation and about the unbelievable hurdles and challenges that we face. But at the end of our conversations, we both know in our hearts, we both know that all is not lost. That the unbelievable resolve, the ingenuity, the spirit of what made this country great, the people of the United States of America, will help us to take this country back. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, I've had the pleasure and I've had the honor of meeting many of you in this room tonight. But I haven't interacted with all of you. So please allow me a few moments to tell you a little bit about Michael Grimm, my background, and why I'm running for the House of Representatives here in New York's 13th Congressional District. I come from a humble, strict, proud background. I'm the son of an Italian, and I have to say Sicilian, mother. 100% Sicilian, she has a heavy wooden spoon to prove it. My father, Irish and German. God rest his soul. Hey, we've got a few Irish and Germans in the house. Be careful, you're outnumbered. There's a lot of Sicilians here tonight. My father, I often say, my father's my hero. My father always will be my hero. He's the hardest working man that I've ever known. Now, I'm 40 years old, and I've traveled the world. I've met a lot of people. He really is the hardest working man I've ever known. He worked 2 and 3 jobs to put my sister and I through school. And when I look back on my family and what helped me become the man that I am, 2 things jump off the page. Respect and a strong work ethic. Respect was paramount in my house. It was respect for, of course, our parents, our grandparents, but it was respect for ourselves, our neighbors, for our God and our country. Respect for our country And for me, specifically, that respect resonated most with respect for our Constitution. And that's why when everyone said I was crazy and asked me why am I doing this at 19 years old, I left college. I left college and I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. Hey! Hurrah! And we just heard from a few good men before me, and they're right, I remember. I remember standing there at 19 years old and taking an oath. That oath resonates with me every single day of my life. To support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to bear true faith and allegiance to the same. Of course, when I was leaving for the Marine Corps, my mother says, I can't go. I said, Mom, I already signed up. I have to go. No, Mike, you don't understand. There'll be a war. Here we go. I said, Mom, please, if I come home and say I just won the lottery, you know what you say? Oh, you got to pay all those taxes. That's my mother. She can find negative in anything. Here's the other thing about Mom. She's always right. A year into my stint with the Marine Corps, I found myself on a battlefield in Kuwait. She also knew something about her son. Michael Grimm doesn't sit on the sidelines. I volunteered at 240 Marines in my unit, and I volunteered they needed two Marines to go with Special Forces before the ground war started, and I volunteered. Colonel, Special Ops Colonel came out and said, look to your left and look to your right. One of you won't come back. At 19 years old, actually I was 20 at that time, I accepted my own mortality because I was part of something bigger than me. I was part of something that our forefathers were part of. I was part of something that many of you in this room understand. I was part of defending that Constitution of the United States. I was part of the very essence of what this country stands for.